Lockhart, Texas is a town you probably haven't heard of. It's southeast of Austin, and in my opinion, it's one of the best options for buying a home outside of the city. Today I'm going to share 10 things you probably don't know about Lockhart, and stick around till the end for the best one of all and a bonus on top of that. By the way, my name is Tiffany Moore with Rise and Shine Realty. I put out videos every week about showcasing the market here in Austin, Texas, and I help folks buy and sell homes here from all over the world. So if you want to make sure that you stay up to date on whatever is going on in the current market, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. And also, if you'd like to get my free guide on how to buy your first home in Austin, comment below and I will send you the link. Number 1, Lockhart was named for a guy who was basically just doing his job. Lockhart was named for Byrd Lockhart, who in 1831 received the land that later became the Lockhart town site as partial payment for his work surveying land for the Mexican government. During the 1830s, settlement in the area was limited by the threat of Indian raids, but after the Battle of Plum Creek in 1840, more settlers began to arrive. And by the mid-1840s, lots of families had made their home near Lockhart Springs, and when Caldwell County was established in 1848, the new town of Lockhart became the county seat. Number 2, it has a very special library. The Eugene Clark Library is the oldest continuously operating library in the state of Texas, and it has a really interesting history. Dr. Clark was a physician who practiced in Lockhart for 13 years, and even though he lived in New Orleans, San Antonio, Vienna, and London, Lockhart always kind of stayed with him. So on his deathbed in 1897, he dictated a will that left $10,000. That was a lot of money back then. Left $10,000 to the people of Lockhart to build a library and fill it with books. And the architecture of this building is a source of curiosity to many professional architects. It's visited by lots of amateur and professional architects every year, including visits by the architecture majors from the University of Texas. Number 3, Lockhart supports local business. We know this is a really big thing in Austin, but it's also really important to Lockhart. And we're going to talk about a few examples later on in this film, but just wanted to touch on one thing. They have this cool thing called the Sip and Stroll. It's an annual festival where you buy tickets, and every ticket gets you 10 tastings of beer and wine at participating businesses throughout the city. And the cool thing is that this is a fundraiser just to promote and make Lockhart more beautiful. It's literally just come and have some drinks and let's make the city more awesome. I love that. It's also one of the reasons, like, Lockhart's focus on small business is one of the reasons that people are moving here from Austin, because it still has kind of that keep Austin weird, funky vibe that some folks say is kind of dwindling a little bit from Austin as it kind of grows and becomes a little bit more polished and things like that. Lockhart is still kind of like an old Austin-y vibe. Number 4, Lockhart is on the famous Chisholm Trail. If you're not from Texas, you may not know about the Chisholm Trail, but down here, everyone knows what it is. So it's the trail that cowboys used in the 1800s to drive cattle from Texas up to Kansas to sell. So the drive could take as long as a month, with lots of dangers like river crossings, drought, and of course, cattle rustlers. What is a cattle rustler? A cattle rustler is basically like a cow bandit. It's just random cowboys that would come and steal your cattle. So you're trying to take these cows from Texas to Kansas to sell them, and these dudes are trying to steal them so that they can sell them too. So that was a huge risk. You got drought, you've got basically the Dust Bowl, and then you've got these like cattle pirates who are trying to come in and take your paycheck from you. To celebrate their place on the trail, Lockhart hosts an annual 4-day festival the second weekend in June. And if you start practicing right now, you might even win the fiddling contest. 5, that really most people don't know, Lockhart is a popular filming destination. So it's just 30 miles south of Austin, and it's a really good place to film for a location that needs like a small, quaint Texas town vibe. So Lockhart is a film-friendly, Texas-certified community. I had a hard time saying that, so I'm glad I finally got it out. And it is approved by the Texas Film Commission. Some of the movies that they filmed in Lockhart are The Getaway, Honeysuckle Rose, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Bernie, and Transformers 4. Number 6, Lockhart made the cover of Texas Monthly. In 2018, Lockhart was featured on the cover of Texas Monthly with this headline, "Small Town Revival. Dreaming of cheaper rents and a slower pace, a new generation is saying goodbye to the city life." The inside story described all the fun places to visit in Lockhart, like the Pear, which is a craft and cocktail bar, and Loop and Lil's, which is an amazing artisan pizza place. And it also talked about young folks flocking to these small towns outside of Austin so they can get a bigger place to live for their money and to live a little bit of a slower pace. And these are definitely qualities that appeal to buyers who are looking for a home in Lockhart. And this kind of ties into like the bonus reason that I'm going to get into later on, but just keep this in mind when we talk about it. Keep in mind reason number 6. Number 7, Lockhart provides the best of both worlds. So it's a small town. It's got a population of about 14,000 people, and it gives residents a slowed down, relaxing quality of life and a more affordable way of living. But it is also really close to Austin. As I just said, it's 30 miles away. So whenever you want, you can head into town and go see the shows, go to the restaurants and the breweries and really experience city life, and then drive back home to your quiet little home and go to sleep and not have to worry about street noise and all of the madness. Living in Lockhart is a really good choice for people who want the best of both worlds and the option to kind of go between and pick what they want on any given day of the week. Number 8, Lockhart is growing really fast. So like we just talked about, it does give off that small town feel that a lot of people are looking for, but something to keep in mind is that Lockhart isn't just a small town that will remain tiny forever. In fact, it's definitely an up and coming place to live. Its population has grown by 18% over the last 10 years, with a lot more development coming. So if you're looking to get on the ground floor of the next town in Austin that's growing pretty rapidly, you definitely need to check out Lockhart. Okay, number 9 is Lockhart has kind of a so-so school system. And this is a little bit unexpected, but the Lockhart Independent School District schools are graded average or below average by greatschools.org. If you've seen any of the videos that I've did, you know I love greatschools.org for their rating. Every parent and caregiver has different criteria that they're looking for when they're trying to decide where to send their kids. So when people ask me like, oh, is this a good school? Is that a good school? Like, it's so subjective. I don't know exactly what you're looking for. So I encourage everyone to check out greatschools.org and really do your own research about the school so you can figure out, does it meet what's important to you? So when you compare the ranking of some of the other suburbs, like in Austin, like Round Rock, which has excellent school ratings, Lockhart falls a little short. And this may not be a big deal if you don't have kids that are going to public school, or if you're like homeschooling your kids. But keep in mind that, and we talked about this in some other videos, especially in the suburbs, good school ratings are usually tied to the value of your home appreciating or selling at a higher price later on down the road. So in Austin, in the suburbs, there is a correlation between the higher priced homes and the better rated schools. I'm not saying what the cause is of either one, but they are tied together. So if you want your kids to go to schools that are highly rated, you may want to think about homes that are priced a little bit more expensive. The exception to this is homes within Austin proper. So just like any big city, inner city schools are not rated that great. It's the same thing in Austin. So Austin has the most expensive homes per square foot in the city, but the schools are not awesome. Okay, now for the most important one. And we still haven't gotten to the bonus yet. So number 10, Lockhart is the barbecue capital of Texas. The Texas Senate passed its resolution in 2002 and named Lockhart as literally the barbecue capital of Texas. This was literally an act of Congress. It is built into Texas history. It is a fact that cannot be disputed. So with barbecue being such a big deal in Texas, this is a major honor. There are tons of awesome barbecue joints to check out. There's Croit's Market, which has been serving barbecue since 1900, where barbecue sauce and forks are not allowed. If you are used to like South Carolina or Kansas City and those places where they put like barbecue sauce and everything, you need to know that Texas is a dry rub barbecue state. And sometimes it's just salt and pepper. Sometimes it's salt and pepper with a little bit of cayenne and maybe some cumin and some chili powder. But there's no sauce. There's sauce on the side, and if you want to put it on, that's great, but no one's going to serve you barbecue with sauce, just so you know. You should also check out Smitty's Market, where the food is so good that the line often winds around the building. And I'd say this is true for most good barbecue places in Texas. Like, you're probably going to wait in line. It's probably going to go out the door. Just expect it. Also, Black's Barbecue is there, and they're known for their huge ribs for being the oldest barbecue joint owned by the same family. And here's the bonus one. So remember we were talking about number 6 and how some people from Austin are kind of like leaving that area and moving to Lockhart? This was my bonus surprise that Lockhart is becoming an artist haven. So I helped my tattoo artist buy a home in Lockhart about a year ago. And at the time he was living in downtown Austin, his shop was on South Lamar in a really cool, hip, Austin-y part of the city. And now this guy is telling me he wants to look for homes in Lockhart. And so I am intrigued at this point. He said a lot of artists have already moved to Lockhart because one, it's so much cheaper than Austin. And two, because it still has kind of an old town Austin-y vibe. So highly skilled bakers who are working at like 5-star restaurants in Austin, they are moving to Lockhart and they're either opening up their own shop or they're just working for a small and independent company where the pace is a little bit slower, where they're not having to work 16 hours a day and make very little money, and where their money stretches a lot farther. So bakers, artists, chefs, musicians, all these folks are moving to Lockhart and kind of creating this awesome like artist haven, which is something that I had no idea about, but I'm hearing more and more people who are going this route. So if you're researching areas to live that are outside of Austin, check out this video too that's all about living in Bastrop, which is kind of a similar vibe to Lockhart. And if you want to talk about moving here, reach out to me. My contact info is below.